Hello there, and may I introduce you to the Sarajevo type Starship of the mid 22nd century, which may or may not have been a Starfleet vessel. It was definitely a human ship, but as I said, it may not have actually been a Starfleet vessel. Two ships of this class were seen, or at least it may have been two separate vessels. It could actually have been the same ship, it's not entirely clear. One of these ships encountered, or rather rendezvoused, with the NX-01 to hand over Emery Erickson and Danica Erickson to transport them back to Earth. Another one was seen at the triumphant return of the Enterprise after defeating the Xindi and neutralizing the threat to Earth. The ship, as I said, is a transport, Earth in origin, warp capable with embedded engines at the sides and a sort of protruding tower structure on the top and a small, what looks like a sensor dome underneath. The double tower on top is interesting. It likely contains the bridge, but considering it looks like it has two observation points, it could actually have some kind of observation deck, which would make sense with it being a transport, probably a dining area, something like that. That is purely supposition on my part and a pure guesswork. But there is, as I said, this large towering structure on top, which also contains the impulse engines on the rear. And again, very likely contains the bridge. It's not known what armament the ship possessed, if any at all. Being a potentially civilian transport, it may not have been armed at all, or more like the freighters, only having a couple of pulse plasma cannons at most. The ship is never witnessed at warp, and we don't actually know its maximum warp capability. As I said, there are gaps in our knowledge about the ship, but I just wanted to put a little emphasis on this vessel because it is a great little bit of world building from Enterprise, which, as in previous videos I've stated, was very good at filling in the background of ships within Starfleet in this time period, which just makes them fascinating to me. In terms of scaling, interestingly, this vessel is about as big as an NX-class starship, and actually probably has a greater internal volume due to its design. But this, again, is reflective of the fact that it is a transport vessel, and you'd want to pack as many people in as possible to the ship to get as many people from A to B.